here's what I'm planning. Here's what I'm thinking. So, um, sorry, I'm just trying to make sure everything's in place. Valeria,
Mm-hmm.
you and Caltez have been flip-flopping back and forth on what the best course of action is gonna be. Caltez decided he was going to do some digging of his own and that it might be best to just kind of break off for a moment and split up and do some research. He decided he was going to try and follow up on some potential leads, and you decided you're going to try to get this mob thing figured out.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to give you the floor and tell me how exactly you want this to go down.
I don't know. I was imagining that in her years of being a investigative journalist, she's made some sort of connections.
Yeah.
And her mother was also a very big criminal journalist, like covering a whole lot of the crimes from different angles, so she also probably would have had connections. I'm assuming Valeria, in looking through her mother's notes, is going to try and call on one of those connections.
Yeah, so do you want to like schedule a meeting with one of the families, or do you want to just get into like meet up with a contact, or
It would kind of depend on what kind of pull either of them had in the underworld of, New York at the time.
all right. So I think I've got an idea. So there is a group, one of the families that your mother did something of a good turn for, kind of gave them press, which turned out good for them. And you would be able to call upon your familial ties to organize a meeting.
Which, mob sect am I meeting with?
So the name of the Dawn who you are going to be meeting is Dawn Dario. Dario.
And what do I know about this family?
You know they work mostly in trade of generally items of less than legal acquisition. They broker rare art, stolen jewelry, that sort of thing.
That would be why she'd want to be involved then, knowing how many artists are involved in the,
Yeah, you get the sense that they might have, if not brokered with these people, perhaps they might have even stepped on their toes once or twice. And you're thinking, if anybody's going to tell you something about them, these might be your people.
Okay. So, then yeah, she'd probably set up a meeting with them.
Alright. Excellent.
Probably gonna loop Vincenzo in, who's not gonna be happy about it, and Anna, who's also probably not gonna be happy about it.
Yeah. Hang on. So you're taking Vincenzo and
I mean, I'm taking Anna, if she wants to go, but Val's also not too happy about walking a dame like her into a joint like this.
Yeah. So the location that you've been given is It's sort of like out in the factory district. It's like an old warehouse, which is supposedly abandoned.
Foreboding. Okay.
The kind of location that these kinds of clandestine meetings usually happen in. Um, both, uh, both Ven and Annalise agree to go with you. Just in case you need some extra firepower, should anything go wrong.
I was gonna say, like, as long as I've got Anna, I'm fine. She's the one
Yeah.
with all the guns.
You see her just stuffing multiple different firearms into her purse.
For my own curiosity, how do both of them react to Val's idea about trying to inquire with the mob?
Ven seems nervous. He doesn't like the idea of getting into criminal interactions. He's a little worried this might, if these people are in on this, then that might not be a good thing for all of you. Meanwhile, Annalise seems excited at the idea of getting to meet a mobster.
Oh boy. Oh no. Maybe I shouldn't take her along.
And she's like, this is like one of my movies.
Oh dear God. What have I done?
So, would you like to go to your meeting?
Yeah.
All right. It's about dusk, I'd say. Sun's starting to set. You pull up to the just outside of the warehouse, and you head towards it. And you can see that there's a side door which has been propped open. And there is a very sharply dressed man. He's smoking a cigarette outside the door. You don't see him holding any weaponry. Go ahead and make an insight check on him.
Let's see. 11?
You can tell he seems to be keeping his eye out for trouble, though. And you do notice he's got his cigarette in one hand and he's leaned against the wall casually, but you do see his other hand, very subtle body language, but you do see it kind of hovering towards his coat pocket.
Val's gonna glance at Anna and Vincenzo and say, nobody touches their weapons, you see? Not a move. You don't shoot first. Got it?
Got it.
She's watching Vin.
He sweats.
You wanna wait out here, little bro?
Honestly, I think it's better if we all stay together.
Alright, don't say I didn't give you the option. She's gonna start walking towards the very astutely dressed man with her hands comfortably resting in her pockets, looking as non-threatening as possible.
As he's kind of scanning the horizon, he meets your eyes and he nods. And he says, "You the archers?"
She's gonna watch his hand while interacting with him. I was told to come for a meeting, so I came.
Yeah, boss is right inside. Sure, I don't need to tell you that there's gonna be no funny business, right?
Funny, I was thinking of telling you the same thing. Not in the presence of a lady, anyways.
Don't worry. Boss has some respect for your family.
Nice to hear. She's gonna gesture in the door, offering Anna to go in with her.
Anna will, she, like, stares at this guy like she's looking at a celebrity. And then she says, "This is just like the movies."
Can you behave yourself for 5 minutes? She says, grabbing her arm and going inside.
I am behaving. And she'll follow you inside. As you step in, it is dingy, dark, and it smells faintly of very, very old industrial equipment.
Yeah, so nothing new.
Yeah. And as you look into this room, there's tons of these old shipping crates stacked around. And you see in the center, there's a set of chairs set up, and there's a man sitting with guards around him. And there's also a couple of other groups scattered around interacting. And I would like to ask, Mr. Cogni, what are you doing right now?
We're in a meeting room, right?
Yeah. Basically, you're in a big open, empty cargo warehouse.
I feel like I'm off to the side in like kind of like a makeshift laboratory making things.
Yeah, you guys can see like there's inside of like the basically the office room, like you know how there's that in like warehouses, there's that kind of like weird tiny hut that's inside, like
Yeah.
in one of the corners.
Mhm.
You can see there is a smoke emanating from it.
Can I smell the chemicals?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you want to make me either a medicine check, I'd say medicine.
16.
16. Yeah, you can tell there's some there's a lot of different smells coming from that room, but you get the sense that most of these might be the processes required to make certain illicit drugs.
Val's gonna lean in close to Anna, looking like she's trying to be affectionate, and murmur in her ear, "If you gotta shoot someone, don't shoot in that direction. You don't want to know what's gonna happen if a bullet hits that."
And she'll nod and say, "As much as I love big explosions, I know better than to set them off next to me."
Good. She's gonna lean back and start walking forward again, with Anna on her arm.
And as you guys reach kind of the center of this room, a respectable distance from this sharply dressed man, you see he's puffing on a cigar, and he looks up from his large round hat and says, "Valeria, it's been a long time since I've seen any of your family here."
She is going to move to kiss his ring, as is customary.
He will hold out his hand and say, "Good to see you know how we operate. Now, what does the daughter of a good friend of mine need my help for?"
The daughter of a good friend he is needs help getting revenge on said friend's killer.
You see the kind of casual look in his eyes suddenly harden. And he straightens up and says, "You think you know who did that to your mother?"
Got a pretty good idea.
"What is it I can do for you?"
See, I know a thing or two about you. You tend to specialize in trading some hard-to-get artistic material. Am I right?
"I am a connoisseur of the arts."
Of course. Well, it's my knowledge that certain artists in the area are being recruited by someone called the Muse. You familiar?
Let me make a roll for him. Oof, goddamn. He kind of looks up and he says, "Come to think of it, that name has been coming up a lot more frequently. I mean, in this profession, you got people calling themselves all kind of stupid bullshit, but come to think of it, yeah. I do kind of know that name. Little bit. She's a collector, from what I understand. A patron. She's thrown money in the direction of a lot of our associates. You know, I think, tell me more. What do you know about this, Muse?
She's gonna reach into her, kind of the inner lining of her shirt to her pocket, and reach to grab something and then glance at the guards on either side of him, warily, before flipping the photos upside down and sliding them to him.
You'll see for a brief moment when you reach into your pocket, the guards will kind of tense up, but Dario shoots them a look and they relax as you pull these photos out and push them forward, and he takes a look at them.
It's going to be crime scene photos that Jude has taken from their investigations.
This, so what am I looking at here? Just the kind of media she deals in, or?
This is what happens to people who get a little too involved. Like Ma.
Shit. So you think she's doing this to people?
I don't think it's the Muse specifically. I think that she's either working for this group or knows how to find them. The group you really want is a cult. They go by the yellow sign. You ever see this? She says, reaching to her neck and pulling out the finger with the ring on it on the chain and showing him the symbol on the ring.
Let's see.
Is he critting
Great
it?
roll. No, great roll the first time, horrible roll the second time.
Oh,
And he
no.
squints, and he says, not really ringing any bells.
Thought so. They hide themselves well. Hell, Vincenzo couldn't even find me when they had me held hostage for 6 months. They're the ones who are responsible for calling whatever that thing is that's doing that, she says, gesturing at the pictures.
I see. Sounds like you're in some pretty deep shit.
She gestures to the arm, which is likely still bandaged. You got no idea. Last person we tried to, inquire some information from turned out to be a psychotaxidermist whose shit comes back to life.
Hang on one second. So he goes, wait a minute. You were the ones that did that whole... Holy shit. So you're the ones who...
Listen, he tried
We're
to
in the-
kill us first, alright? It wasn't us that fired first.
Hey, it was all over the news. I know it wasn't. I know they ruled it as a fucking psycho killer.
Psycho killer. It was
You said...
self-defense.
I know. From what it sounds like he was doing it down in that basement, not surprised if you...
Now you've been down there.
Nah, I saw the news. And word of mouth's been spreading about that. Doesn't sound like, well, hang on, you said that his work was getting back up?
Yeah. That's why I think the Muse was after him. They specialize in all that macabre, occult shit.
Fuck. Hang on. James! James, get the fuck out here!
At that point, there's just a small explosion from the lab.
Valeria automatically pulls Anna behind her.
God damn it.
You in danger, sir.
I walk out. What have I told you about the volatility of these chemicals?
I don't give a shit about the volatility of your bullshit, as long as you're not blowing up my fucking product.
Well, then you should care. The next time it could be the whole building. Like, my hair is visibly, like, singed and, like, smoking.
Yeah. Give me a description of what Valeria sees?
Yeah, I don't have any idea what your character looks like.
I mean, all, like, the key figure is just, like, the blackest of black hair. Like, you could not get any blacker. Probably maybe early 30s, mid 30s, very worn and weathered. He's wearing like lab goggles on his forehead and what looks to be just dirty, drab military fatigues as a lab jacket.
You see this man come out of this laboratory, and Dario is like, God damn it, James. Won't happen again. Listen, buddy. My friend here, she's talking some crazy shit. I think I remembered you saying something about, so, she's saying that you know about the taxidermist, the one who ate it a couple days ago, right?
Yeah, I got some formaldehyde from them.
You know what?
Hope it wasn't used.
Does it matter?
Only if you
As
might
long as
have
the-
human body parts in it.
I guarantee you the clientele that we see around here doesn't care about what's in the syringe.
Look, James. Apparently, I think I recall you saying something about dealing with some weird nonsense a while back.
What does James know of some nonsense a while back?
So you said you dealt with this man, right?
Yeah.
Traded some formaldehyde.
Yeah.
So you would know. Actually, go ahead and make me a history check real quick.
It's a D20 plus my history.
Yeah.
Well, that ain't good. 7.
You're trying to figure out exactly what he's referring to because there's been a lot of weird shit that's happened in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back at Dr. Titch, you remembered him being very weird, like really fucking weird, but you can't quite place what exactly stuck out about him that could connect you in some way.
I don't remember much about him, other than the fact, like, as I'm talking, I'm taking off my goggles and like throwing them back in the laboratory and walking forward. He makes me look like a ray of sunshine. That's about all I can tell you.
Do you have any history? Hang on. You know weird shit, right? You've dealt with it most of your life. The boys have told me some of the stories you've told. How about the name?
Or was it the sleepers that I've given them for free?
You wouldn't happen to recognize either the names Muse or just a yellow sign?
Do I?
Go ahead and make me an occult check.
So that's, where does that fit under? What modifier do I use?
So I will allow you to use either intelligence or wisdom of your choice.
Okay. 13.
Okay, so you do happen to know about specifically the Muse. You recall specifically one of the regular clients of yours a while back having mentioned talking to a Muse. And they were getting really weird and philosophical about it, and you just assumed that it was the drugs talking. But you do remember he stopped buying from you not too long after after he mentioned that.
Let's see. Muse. It does sound familiar. Sitting down and lighting a cigarette. Oh yeah. I had a client back. Tom something mentioned something weird about him seeing a Muse and all this weird going on, if you know what I mean. But then he used to be a regular almost every day. Then it turned to weeks, and then poof, haven't seen him in months. Is that who you're looking for?
Val gives Vincenzo a look. That's pretty vague.
Hang on, that was something for Vincenzo too.
I mean, what else can you get from a drug addict? I just assumed his rants and ravens was because of the drugs.
You see the man next to this woman is giving you kind of a weird look, James. He's giving you a look like he knows you from somewhere.
Then, you alright? She kind of snaps her fingers in front of his face.
Yeah, you... Hang on, weren't you... You were in Korea.
Valerius stops and squints at the man. Does Valeria recognize him?
Valeria...
Valeria was also in Korea.
Yeah, you don't recognize him, though.
Okay.
Correction, I was in Korea.
You were with the Spec Ops team, weren't you? I only heard about you guys like twice, but I remembered seeing one of the missions we were on.
We must not have done a very good job if you've heard of us then, have you? Have we?
I stuck my nose in a lot of places it wasn't supposed to go.
Kind of a family tradition.
Anyways, that's besides the point. What do you know anything else? Is there... Hang on. What about how do you even find your clients? He looks over to Daria. You know, I do have one of my brokers. She's a weird one. Honestly, if anybody's gonna know any more information, it might be her. You're gonna want to look for Mama Bianca. She might be help to all three of you, honestly.
You're sending me out there again?
I need you to stick with these two. Three. He nods to
Oh, fucking Anna in the background
Anna.
getting left out.
She's like talking the ear off of one of the guards.
Yeah, she's not even biased anymore. She's like looking the man up and down.
Yeah. Yeah, she's literally like 3 inches away from a guard, staring at him, asking him every question under the sun.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Valeria says, rubbing at the bridge of her nose.
He just looks tired. Like you can see the life being drained from him.
Oh my god.
Listen, boss. We've had this discussion. I am a scientist, not a babysitter.
I don't
remember
give a
the
shit.
last time you sent me out there to babysit one of your contacts.
Hey, first of all,
Hey.
I don't need any fucking babysitting, alright, kid? I've been in deeper shit than you probably seen in your entire life.
Looking her dead in the eye, you wanna bet?
Yeah, I kinda do, she says, squaring up to him.
Do you guys want to intimidate each other?
I mean, kinda!
I guess.
Are you two down for that? Because
I'm down to try it.
Competing intimidation checks.
Oh man, and that's still a D20, right?
Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, D20 plus your
Oh
intimidation.
my god.
What? Oh shit! I got a -1 on that.
Try
okay, let's see
22.
where this goes. Huh?
22.
Oh, I lose. Unless I get a 20, I lose. I got an 18 -1, so a 17.
James, You stare into Valeria's eyes. You channel your inner Paint It Black. Paint It Black begins playing in the background as the helicopters fly overhead. But as you stare into her eyes and you try and size her up, you just see this look that almost makes your blood go cold. This is somebody who's seen more than war, more than murder, more than death. This is a woman who's seen horrors beyond your comprehension. And it makes you nervous.
Okay.
Fun fact, Val's a Mythos survivor, so
Yeah.
that wasn't gonna go well for you.
Yeah, we'll find out. I've left some question marks in places I'm excited for.
I will mention, though, that along with that haggard, exhausted, horrified stare, you do get the sense that she knows a lot about things that you probably don't know much about. She probably has answers to questions that you might actually want answered.
You know what? Fine, I'll go.
Attaboy. Don't worry, I'll make sure nobody touches your stash while you're gone.
If anybody does, I know, because they'll be dead.
Oh, I know. That's why I keep a chain over your door when you're not in there.
Valeria just gets a mildly perturbed, concerned look at that comment.
Don't worry about it. Look, Mama Bianca will see you. Just, be polite, be patient. She's an older lady.
Patient. If you say so.
Let me go get my stuff. And he goes back into his lab to get his stuff. He comes back out with like a military style greatcoat. You can vaguely see like in the folds like different bottles of just random things.
While he's like out of the room, Val's gonna look over at the Dawn and under her breath say, "What's the deal with this guy?"
He's, let's just say that his work is pretty popular with the artist types. And, believe it or not, he's pretty damn good at stitching people back up. Had a guy who got caught in a drive-by, plugged full of holes. He was not walking, but he was breathing.
Well, Vin knows a thing or two about that. They should get along. One more thing. Does the name Kaltaz mean anything to you?
Cultists. Think so. Ain't he, I think I remembered hearing he was in town. Detective, right?
Yeah, he is.
I've heard he was in town. Some of my informants saying we like to keep tabs on all the badges out and about, but we haven't paid too much attention to him. He doesn't seem to want to get into our business, so we didn't want to get into his.
You know if any of the other families got any beef with him?
I can look into that for you. To my knowledge, he's foreign, so if he's in deep with any of us, I would know. I feel like I'd know. But some families got people everywhere, so I'll keep my feelers to the ground, see if I know if there's any scores that people are talking about settling.
Anybody we should look out for while we're in town?
Think if you really are messing with the things you're messing with, I'd probably keep an eye out for a family called the Crows. They, we have standards here in the type of stuff we sell. It's got to be quality, right? We can't be any of that stuff that crosses the line. Crows, they deal in darker tastes. If you catch my drift.
How dark are we talking?
Well, let's just to say the pictures you showed me, they make that shit themselves. Sell it. And I've heard stories that they deal in some of the more esoteric stuff too. Rumors mostly, but I know for sure they ain't the kind of people you want to do business with.
And you think they're gonna come looking our way?
Dario shrugs. And I don't know if they will or won't, but I feel like if anybody's gonna have business with these freaks that you're hunting down, might be them. And if they are, they're not gonna want you touching their clientele. So keep what you know on the down low.
Right.
And if you see any of them around, just don't take your eyes off them.
Right. Well, I know how this works. You ain't giving all this up for free, so... Is there something I can do for you?
You know me well. Tell you what, you're checking in on an old friend of mine, so let's just call it a favor. Small favor. I'll phone it in when the time's right.
Alright. I'll hold you to it then.
Of course. I'll put out some questions, see if I can get any more information on this cult of yours. But in the meantime, you ever need to talk again, just I'm sure James can get you back and can get us back in touch.
Val's gonna flick a coin to the Don and say, tip the guy over there. Apologize for me. And then she whistles for Anna.
He'll catch the coin and look over to the poor bastard.
The very tired looking man in the corner.
And do you actually call them Chicago typewriters?
Anna,
Yes?
this time we be leaving.
Oh, of course. Thank you very much for all your information. And she'll like tap the guy on the shoulder, and he'll just stare.
Valeria just shakes her head and nods toward the doorway, waiting on James.
Okay.
You good to go?
We might want to get moving. I might have left the stove on.
On purpose?
It won't matter.
The fucking entire building just explodes.
Valeria looks very concerned, but she's not going to push it, and she walks out the door.
So, are you guys gonna go looking for Mama Bianca's?
Yep.
I guess so.
As you guys head, you would have been given directions.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I feel like
yeah.
he would know how to get in contact with her.
As you guys head towards the location, you see there's just this small shack kind of out on the edge, sort of the edge between the industrial area and the town proper. It is a horribly old building. Like, it looks like it was probably built way back when New York was first being settled. And there is a dingy old sign that just says Mama Bianca's with a little globe and an eye in the center. And you can see it's kind of this windowless, crooked building, and the door is shut.
Great. Then why don't you stay out here and keep watch?
Sure. I'll whistle if there's any trouble outside.
Keep an eye out for these crow freaks, would ya?
Of course.
Well, come on, James. She says disdainfully, and walks with Anna towards the door and knocks.
As you knock, you will hear the sounds of a struggle.
Oh, she's going inside immediately then.
No, you pull on the door and it's locked, but you suddenly hear the sounds of crashing and creaking stop as the door begins to unlock. And it will crack open just a tiny bit, and you will hear, "Have you seen the yellow sign?"
Valeria immediately, like, goes into a fucking flashback.
You answer.
Yeah, she's gonna say yes.
All right. Does a 16 hit you?
Let's see. I have an armor class of 15,
what's your armor
so
class? Yeah, you are going to take... You say this, and before you even blink, the door is open. And you see, almost in slow motion, the finely crafted, hickory-carved baseball bat collide with your chin and you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
After like almost immediately at seeing this, like at the same time I have my revolver out and like cocked, I wouldn't do that again if I were you.
You see a 4-foot-tall old lady with a baseball bat, dressed like a babushka. And she says, "I'm not letting you bastards drag me back into that hell! I told you I don't want none!"
Hold on. Valeria says, trying to pick herself up off the ground.
She's like raising the bat again, and she like looks over as James warns her, and she says, "Oh, you're with the Dawn. Why didn't you say so?" She like sets the bat down.
You didn't ask, Valeria says, trying to get up.
I was preparing for somebody else.
You didn't say that you were either. Like
Clearly.
walking inside over her.
And she's like ushering everybody inside, and she says, "We need to come on, let's go."
Valeria just walks in, rubbing at her jaw.
As you step in, this entire room gives you the heebie-jeebies. There are weird trinkets hanging all over the place. You see creepy dolls lining the walls. And there's like a table with a crystal globe and a Ouija board.
Yeah, I don't like this
sitting in
place.
the main room.
I don't like it at all.
Now what do I owe the pleasure? You're not here for deal making, are you? Or are you here for a reading? Or
Valeria squints at her. What kind of deals are you making in here?
oh, all sorts of deals. But mostly I just help the Dawn find artists looking for particular items, or even some people who are looking to get rid of hot goods. You know, the usual.
Your offense, we get it. The Dawn sent us to inquire about some, people you may or may not associate with.
Associate with? Well, go ahead, spit it out.
Valeria glances around the room and reaches in to grab the chain of her necklace. If I were to say I wanted something in line with this, you think you could find it for me?
She like grabs the baseball bat.
Look, lady, I don't work for them. I cut it off of the thing that had this, alright? You hit me with that bat again, we're gonna have issues.
Slowly lowers the bat. Oh, yes, indeed. I do know the symbol. I've seen it. I've been haunted by it. And they have haunted me with it.
They. So you've been in contact with these freaks?
Contact is a strong word. I suppose you could say I have, but not in the way you would think. Come, I must show you. She actually walks over to James. She begins to climb up you like a spider.
Oh! I don't like that. I'm not gonna stop it though, because this is kind of amusing.
She then settles on your shoulders and says, Now, manservant, take me upstairs.
Oh. Well, James, you heard the lady.
He's just standing there unamused. Madam, if I give you my most recent supply for free, will you get off of me and give us the information we need?
Oh, I don't touch this stuff.
You...
And besides, my joints hurt, and I want to go upstairs.
You're really gonna make a lady like that walk all by herself, James? Shame on you.
I slowly look at Valeria.
She's giving him the biggest shit-eating grin.
Fine. He starts heading upstairs, but you give us the information when we get up there.
Of course, of course. Now, giddy up. The second door to the right.
Valeria looks at Anna and says, "Giddy up, I guess," and starts following them.
As you reach the second door to the right, she scurries back down, once again scuttling like a spider, and then shambles up to the door, pulling out a tiny rusted key and then unlocking it and pulling it open. She shuffles inside, and as the two of you look into the room, it is a conspiracy room. There are photos and papers and red string everywhere.
Huh.
The information you seek is in here.
This looks like your room, she says, and then realizes Vincenzo's not with her. Valeria's gonna start looking around, I guess.
As you look around, she'll kind of point to everything and say, I know much about these people. They are very fascinated with what's on the other side of the veil, as it were. They wish to learn secrets. Many, many, many secrets. Secrets that allow them to see and smell and taste and feel the mediums outside of our world. And they are old. Very old, almost as old as me, but I've outlived everyone, and I will outlive everyone yet. She shuffles over to a table, climbs on top of it, and begins pointing to things. What is it that you want to know? Who are you looking for? What threads do you wish to follow?
What was the muse?
The muse. The muse is very elusive. She teaches all. She drives them to create. But none know her name. None see her face. Oh, I would love to unmask the muse. But she hides behind so many. Nothing but a name. If you want to find the muse, you'll have to follow her trail. You'll have to find her patrons. You've dealt with one already, haven't you? She gives a look to you, Valeria.
Valeria grimaces. That kind of tightens the fingers on the arm that was injured.
She gives you a big three-tooth grin. And she continues, little bits and pieces. But what is it that they want? I think I know. I think I'm on to them.
They want a translation.
Perhaps, but you're only looking at one small part of the picture. What use is a translation? What is it that they're translating?
Information. And you think you know what the information is for?
I don't think I know, but I do know what they're doing. I know what they're looking for and how they're looking for it. I think they don't know what they're doing. I think they're trying to get the answers, just as you are. These artists, they all work in different mediums. They are trying to understand what their great artists. Art is a difficult thing. Interpretation is complicated. I've heard many pretentious collectors talk about how they understand the art, understand the artist, understand the purpose. I think they want to interpret something, decode it, tear it apart, put it back together, and then claim that they understand it all. She points to a set of connections, one of which has been crossed off. The sculptor, he's dead. You killed him. And his contributions are lost. Whatever contributions he may have offered. But there are others who I have traced, others who I suspect.
Like who?
Oh, there's an architect up in Germany, and there's a painter here, and there's the musician, the author, and the dancer. There's one of everyone. One each. And I think their purposes are to interpret the art, the great work, as it were. Try to embody it, recreate it, or perhaps translate it. But which one's the right one? Which one knows and which one doesn't? Or do they all know? Do they all have something to gain? She shrugs. I can help you find them. Get on their trail. Sniff them out.
And what is something like that gonna cost?
Oh, it will cost. It will cost. But let's not worry about the price just yet, shall we?
Alright. So you think you can help us out? What are we looking for then?
That is an excellent question. What is it that you're trying to find? How are you trying to trace this muse? You can go many directions, follow many trails. But what trail seems most promising? Which person seems the most valuable to their operation. The sculptor was just a upstart, a disturbed madman, or perhaps a brilliant visionary. But what are the others? What do they want? What are they looking for? What can they offer you? The architect has made many things, marvels. He has offered many brilliant schematics, created things which, frankly, should not exist. He is a brilliant creator. And if you can find him, you might be able to dismantle his machinations. The painter paints pictures into other worlds, draws forth the unknowable, the unseen. She gives glimpses, glimpses that sometimes glare back. She gives a knowing look towards you, Valeria. If there is something that you want to see, something that you don't want seeing you, you must find the painter.
Wait. Are you saying she can stop things from seeing us?
Or perhaps she's the reason that they do. It is, I guess, certainly.
You said she's here. Here is in New York.
Here, as in here. In the area. You could probably find her. I don't know exactly where, per se, but I can certainly get you on the trail.
How exactly do you broker pieces from these artists? You gotta have some way of getting in contact with them, right?
Oh, I do. I've only dealt a handful of times with some of the people, but I am in their networks. I can talk, I can follow chains, I can get you into contact with people you need. I can point you in the right direction. Do you wish to inquire about the others, or do you think you know which one you wish to follow?
The author. What do you know about them?
The author? The author writes stories. They know the past, the present, and the future. If there is something missing, she looks towards James. The author may very well be able to fill in the blanks. But do be careful. Stories have a tendency to lie.
What about the musician?
Oh, the musician. I know a little bit more about them. I don't know where they are currently. They do tend to travel quite a bit. They are the child of a very prolific musician, a certain Eric Zahn. The musician drives people to move. Their songs push their wills, make them feel and see and believe. Silence their song or turn it towards your own uses. It could be good for you.
The dancer?
Oh, the dancer. She taps on a photograph which is completely blank. And she says, "Not much about the dancer. She's apparently very good at hiding in plain sight. She might come to you sooner than you come to her. I would be careful about the dancer.
Why?
She is more capable than the others. Let's just say that not all are punished by otherworldly hands. Sometimes the yellow sign requires a human touch.
Are there others?
You've asked about you've learned about the architect and the painter and the musician and the author and the dancer. So I do believe that is everyone. Of course, excepting our dear muse.
The
But
painter's here. That's the closest lead we got.
James, how do you feel about all this?
He's indifferent at the moment. He still feels like he's just been sent on a mission.
You did hear something that piqued your interest regarding the author, if you recall. He can fill in the blanks. He can answer questions to things that aren't there.
Yeah, I heard that, but I'm also trying to decide is like if is he asking himself those questions yet?
Fair enough. The painter. I can get you the information. Let me collect it.
How long?
She'll. I can have one of your boys send it over. Perhaps in the morning.
Are you gonna be safe out here? Knowing what you do?
She looks down at the baseball bat. No one's going to mess with me.
That's so fine and dandy what you did to my jaw earlier. But these kind of people have a lot bigger weaponry, so to speak.
Oh, believe me. People like that know better than to step on my toes.
Say I wanted to commission something from one of these artists.
A commission? She seems really interested. You wish me to get into contact with one of them, ask them to produce something for you.
Seems like the best way to get in contact, wouldn't you say?
Oh, you wish to broker an engagement. I could certainly work on getting into contact and perhaps get a private meeting or some similar assistance.
You tell them that I want to commission a piece, but that I only want to do it after I meet the artist first to make sure it's the real deal.
Oh, I can do that. So is it the painter that you wish to engage with?
No. We'll do the legwork on the painter ourselves if you point us in the right direction. The one that I want to get myself into a room with is the author.
Oh, I can certainly do that. I can certainly do that. I'll see what I can do, what strings I can pull, see if I can get into contact. Once that's done, I will send the information forward. Although it may take time. I'm gonna be right back. If you guys want to take a quick, 2-minute break.
2 minutes.
I'll have to skip out here pretty soon.
Oh, for sure. We're almost to the end.
Okay.
I'll be
chill out
right
then.
back.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited about this character. It's gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the shit that we've seen in the last few sessions of this campaign is a little nuts. So
I
prepare
believe it.
yourself.
I believe it. I think I might have added onto the shit pile, by the way.
I'm pretty sure you did. Cause like, Valeria and Vincenzo are traumatized as fuck. Yeah, you can delve into their backstories as free time comes about.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I also love how you haven't commented on the fact she's pulled out a finger. Like a completely severed finger with a ring stuck on it.
It's normal for him because I have it to where he was in Spec Ops, but it was like, long story short, it was Geneva suggestions
Mm-hmm.
for him. So
I mean, that's fair, but like, how many of you guys carried severed body parts on your persons?
yeah, it was war.
War never changes.
Jesus Christ.
Some chemicals require flesh.
Sometimes you gotta
test some
turn
stuff.
a man into jelly.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? Hang on. Okay.
And that laugh does not bode well.
So, what do you two want to do? She's kind of rushing around the room, grabbing piles of paper.
So she said she was
Sifting
gonna
through them.
get us the information on the painter in the morning.
Yeah.
And that she was going to work on setting up some sort of brokerage with the author.
Pretty much, yeah.
So at that point, I think we would go back to the apartment and wait for morning.
All right.
Unless there's anything that James needs to do that Valeria might feel concerned going with. But other than that, yeah, no.
Let me make
I can drop off those syringes, I guess, that I guess I have.
God.
That I may or may not have, according to God.
Valeria is not going with you to do a drug deal.
What is it that you're specifically trying to drop off?
I don't actually have anything, but I mentioned I had a supply. I wanted to like not just throw that under the rug. If we're throwing that under the rug, we're throwing it under the rug.
I mean, so I could allow you. Hang on 1 second. I'm scheming. Don't mind me.
Okay.
Don't mind me. Don't mind my machinating. I'm sorry, I probably should have did a little bit more preparation, but
You're chilling.
um,
Honestly, if you want, I'll just go tinker on stuff.
sure. What is it that you would like to tinker with?
Mm, I don't think I'm gonna do anything ability wise. I think I'm just gonna go like maintenance on my tools and my gun, etc.
Hmm,
Just like general stuff.
sure thing. Um, Here, 1 second. So, one. Oh, good lord. Um, hmm. All right. So as you guys are heading out, I'm assuming both of you are just heading back to your respective base camps.
I mean, unless he wants to come with.
I don't know you that well.
I don't know you either. I don't want you in my apartment.
Then I'm going elsewhere.
I'm probably gonna take Anna out on a date, considering our last date was interrupted.
Fair enough. Um, yeah, so as you guys step out and you're getting ready to head your separate ways, uh, Vincenzo gets up and he kind of like nods to suggest that nothing's out of the ordinary's happened. And as you guys are traveling down towards like main town to split off, you notice there is a figure standing on the other side of the road, staring.
You clock that guy behind us.
Valeria is immediately going to turn around and stare right back at them.
Keep it subtle. Don't stare. Where?
Where?
It's literally that fucking TikTok meme where he's like standing on the table. Don't look behind you, but
Yeah, you turn around and you start staring at this figure, and they are. It's almost like staring at a silhouette. You can't really make out their actual appearance, but they appear to be wearing a heavy cloak. And they're just. You're in a staring contest with them now.
you got a problem. Alright, I'm tired of this shit. Valeria's gonna start walking over there.
You're gonna walk towards them.
I said, do you have a fucking problem?
Since you are preoccupied, James, can you make me a perception check?
Yes. Let's see. Perception. 13.
As Valeria's approaching this figure, you can't help but feel like you're being watched. Not by this figure, but you swear you hear just faintly out of the corner of your perception the sound of a boot scuffing against the concrete off in a different direction. And as Valeria reaches this figure, Val, because of your ability,
Uh-huh.
Your particular familiarity with a certain kind of creature,
Uh-huh.
you're able to tell this thing is not alive.
Uh-huh.
Oh
And
god.
as it lumbers towards you, James, you have just enough time to call out an alarm as multiple other figures jump out, trying to ambush you, but as you have barely managed to detect their ambush, they are unable to. And I'm going to need both of you to roll me initiative.
Oh god.
Son of a bitch. Do we have time for combat? I thought he had to go to bed.
It'll be a short combat. I just wanted to give James the opportunity to stretch his
Fight.
character.
I got an
Uh,
8.
I
Oh,
got a
boy.
16.
Okay, so there are going to be hang on. I'm so sorry.
Easy combat, he says, and then has
Easy
trouble
combat.
fixing the turn order.
So James, you got a 16?
I did, yes. So I have
Okay. Okay. So, it is going to start with cultist number 1's turn.
Jesus Christ.
James, as as you call out for the ambush, you see a figure sweep around the corner with a pistol in hand, and they're going to try to take a shot at you.
Okay.
Does an 8 hit?
It's based off of armor class, right?
Yes.
Okay, no.
So you immediately, this figure quickly tries to take a shot at you as they peek around the corner, but they go wide as you raise your weapon. And that brings us to your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot back because now I'm mad.
All right.
Can I use concentration?
What's up?
I'm going to use arcane weapon.
All right.
And
You crank the dial on your gun. What elemental damage do you want it to do?
Fire. I don't like this guy now. I want to burn him alive. Actually, no. Acid. Let's do acid.
All right. Val, you see as James, how do you describe activating this this ability on your weapon?
I think I'm gonna unload the cylinder, and you're gonna see me put in another round that kind of has it has a glass tip in it, but it has like green liquid.
Gross.
Yeah. You see as he switches out the cylinders in his gun, and the other one appears to have these bullets which are chambered in glass, or at least some sort of transparent material, and there is this angry, viscous green liquid that seems to glow as he loads it into his gun, and that's a bonus action, right?
Yeah.
So you can take
Yeah.
a shot.
Yep.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit.
Oh crap. So for that, since it's just a normal shot, it's just the basic D20, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a d20 plus your proficiency. So +2.
6.
So as you chamber your round and you try and quickly take your shot, but the cultist ducks back behind cover as you try and fire at him. Is that
It
going to
hits the
conclude?
wall behind him, and you can see the bricks start to melt.
Yeah, the fucking brick starts melting as the acid eats into it. Um, is that your turn?
Yeah. As like my turn rolls over, I'm gonna like hit my gun. I was like, I really need to get to fix these sights.
It was the wind! It was the fucking wind, man!
So the shambling figure tries to reach towards you, Valeria, and does a 10 hit.
No.
They're not rolling very well.
Good.
Then the last cultist, you see as another one on the other end of the street comes out of the corner, basically pincering you and James. And he also pulls a pistol from his cloak and takes a shot, this time at Valeria. That's a critical.
Okay, well, you know, fuck me, I guess.
You are going to be taking 10 points of piercing damage as the shot rips straight into your shoulder.
Yep.
The cultist with the 9 concludes his turn. Val, it's yours.
I mean, obviously I'm gonna try and stab the thing in front of me.
Absolutely. Is there anything you want to... Is there any ability or anything you want to use?
I mean, I can't use sneak attack, and that's all I have.
You have other stuff. You have a thing that literally lets you, like, helps you sneak attack things.
I mean... Are you talking about cunning action?
No. I am talking about your class, or your subclass ability.
Which one? I'm not...
Oh god. I mean...
Because I have cunning action, I have uncanny dodge, and then I have my sneak attack and my educated sneak attack, and that's it.
Educated sneak attack. That's the one I'm referring to.
Can I use that?
I mean, what does it say?
I make an occult check that's DC 10 plus half the challenge rating, and if successful, I learn weaknesses, vulnerabilities, or identify any spell the target is casting for a minute.
As long as you don't... And you gain the ability to sneak attack them. So even if you aren't going... You can do it just for the sneak attack.
So I don't have to be in...
Yeah, you don't have to be... So... It says, starting at 3rd level, as a bonus action, you can choose a creature and make an intelligence check.
Okay, I guess I'll do that.
So you don't have to do it for a specific purpose. You can just do it for the benefit.
Yeah. Okay. So then I make an occult check.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I.
What did you roll?
A Nat 1!
Yuck.
Fuck. Okay, yeah, you're not. So that was only your bonus action, so you can still take your turn.
I guess I'm just gonna swing, because again, there's nothing else I can do.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see, d20 to hit. Uh, 8?
Did you add your bonuses?
Yes, I did!
Yay! We're both
Good lord.
we're all rolling shit.
Yeah, unfortunately, as you stab this thing, it just doesn't seem to react.
Great.
Cultist is gonna try and take a shot. Another 10, missing you completely, James. As James, it's your turn again.
Let's go.
Are Anna and Vin not helping us?
You don't see them right now.
What do you mean I don't see them? Anna was on the back of my bike!
I mean, hang on. Oh, wait. So, okay. You guys were with them. So, okay. Hang on. Let me throw them into the...
I'm like, hold on, wait a
Fray.
second. Wait a damn
They're
second.
watching from the side.
They're literally just standing
God.
there in the background with their arms crossed, like, god damn it, not this shit again.
But James, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna take another shot at the same guy,
Sure thing.
and I got a 12.
That will hit.
Okay. So I still have acid in the gun.
Yeah, because it's concentration.
Correct.
Which means that it's still active.
Which means he takes an extra d6 of damage of the chosen type to any target hit with the weapon. So I need to do a d6. So he'll take 5 additional damage of what? 2d4. 2 plus 6, so he'll take 11 points of damage.
11. Good lord.
Of
Yeah, okay.
acid damage.
So you fire this shot, and you hit this fucking cultist, like, straight in the knee. And you just hear screaming as he, like, drops to one knee and starts panicking. Is that gonna be your turn?
That's it, yeah.
Alright, Zombie's turn. Gonna take another swing on Val. I'm assuming a 6 doesn't hit.
No, does not.
He
Alright.
took an acid bullet to the knee.
Cultist, seeing that you just fucking nearly killed his friend, does a 14 hit?
It's right on.
So you are going to be taking 5 points of piercing damage
I
as...
thought match went to the defender.
No, match goes to, it's 2 beats. Or wait.
My armor class is 14.
Oh wait, yeah, no.
That's what I'm saying. The match goes to the defender, so
yeah,
it
never
shouldn't
mind.
hit
You're
him.
right. So the bullet glances off of your armor as you just barely sweep to the side. The cultist, both of the cultists seem very nervous now. As Val, it's your turn again.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, well, I'm gonna try and stab him again.
Sure thing. Do you want to try and do your insight on him again?
Yeah, sure. Why the fuck not? You know what? These dice are going in the dice drill.
Yeah?
Yeah,
What did you roll?
a 10 with my bonus.
You know what? Luckily for you, zombie being as low level as it is, you actually meet. So you now have sneak attack.
That's nice. I'm still getting a different die. Hold on.
That's fair.
So I'm curious, the types of elemental damage. It's obviously just 1d6. It doesn't necessarily matter what it does, like what the element is.
So the element, all that the element really does is it can either allow you to like. So there are certain enemies who are weak to certain elements.
Yeah.
And some that are resistant to certain elements. So that can help you either get around a resistance or it could allow you to abuse a weakness.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah,
Are you sure we're level 4?
you said you were level
I'm
4.
just realizing, looking through my notes, that you gave me Uncanny Dodge. And Uncanny
Mhm.
Dodge is a 5th level.
So did you forget to level up?
No, you helped me level up clearly because I have Uncanny Dodge on my sheet. So I'm wondering if maybe we're 5th level and not 4th.
Okay, I'll have
I
to
just
check in
looked
with.
to the top of my sheet, which I have class level 4 on. But I'm wondering if maybe we're 5th level and I forgot to change the top of the sheet.
I think you might have forgotten, which means Colt, I'll have you level up when you get the chance.
We'll just say this combat leveled me up. Woohoo!
Yeah,
Hooray!
yippee!
Yeah.
So I'm just now realizing, like, it just looks weird.
Mm,
Because again, I have Uncanny Dodge, and that's 5th level, so question mark?
yeah. Also, you forgot to uncanny dodge that fucking crit.
It's because I didn't know I had it! I thought we were 4th level! I'm not used to playing 5e, leave me alone!
It's okay, it's okay. Um, it is your turn though. You can still make your attack.
Yeah, so what was my... I'm supposed to get a weakness and vulnerability from him.
Right, yeah. So, and this is a fun little synergy between you and James, is that you can figure out if they're weak to anything.
Alright.
Um,
Obviously,
so
flesh doesn't like acid.
yeah. But specifically in terms of damage vulnerabilities, you know that zombies are not vulnerable to any particular damage, but they are immune specifically to poison.
Great. So not helpful at all. I'm gonna sneak attack him.
It was helpful, and you still get the sneak attack
I'm
bonus.
going to sneak attack him.
Go ahead.
Okay, so that's going to be 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Good.
That might hit
Fucking
a little
good.
bit.
About fucking time. Okay, so then this is the part I'm confused on. So sneak attack is plus 2d6 damage, and that's on top of my whichever weapon I'm
Yes.
using.
So sneak attack adds damage to your attack.
Hold on, where the fuck is my... Okay, I need my d4. I gotta do math. Plus dex. Is that the dex is in the, like, the plus?
Yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'd be doing like 40 damage.
Yeah, that's nuts. Okay, so that's plus something else. What is the something else? Hold on.
Hang on. Is it your finesse weapon, right?
Yeah. So I have 1d4
So
plus dex plus something, but the page is cutting it off and I can't see it.
proficiency. It adds your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so that's 7 points, and then I get 2d6 on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
D6, come here. Come hither. Okay, 7 plus 5 plus 3. 7 plus 8 is 15.
So you after your first stab into the zombie missed the mark and seemed to have done nothing, you kind of drag the blade, almost feeling around, and you manage to get into like the vital organs, and you just drag your blade down, causing the coat to rip and its organs to just start spilling out of it. It is on the verge of death, but what should have killed a normal man is it's not killing this thing.
Great.
That brings us to Vincenzo's turn. He is going to
Here, I have a second question, sorry.
mhm.
I'm dual wielding. Do I get 2 attacks?
Oh, so so you can use your bonus action to take an extra attack with your offhand.
Okay, so my educated sneak attack counted as my bonus action.
Yeah,
And my uncanny dodge will count as my bonus action as well if I use it.
that counts as your reaction, I'm pretty sure.
So it doesn't count as my bonus action. Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Basically, the only other thing that you specifically would be using your reaction for is either a readied action or if you were to take an attack of opportunity if someone tried to move away from you.
Okay,
Um
got it. I'm tracking.
all right, so that's your turn. It is Vincenzo's turn. He is going to take a swing. He's going to run into basically help you with the zombie. Um he manages to hit and he like pulls out a he pulls out his knife and runs in and tries to stab this thing in the back as you're like dragging your knife down, and the blade digs into its neck, but somehow it's still struggling as the two of you are trying to kill it. It is Anna's turn. She is going to try and shoot at the cultist that is currently healthy. She fires, but it misses. She fires and she misses.
God.
Um, Cultist 9 is going to let me make a check for. Ooh, god damn. Um, James, you see this guy, and he is you think that he's you think maybe this would be a good time for this man to try to run away or crawl away or whatever. You see him find the resolve within himself to keep fighting as he raises his pistol shakily up towards you once again. I'm assuming an 8 misses.
Yes.
Um, Unfortunately, his faith in himself was misplaced, as his next shot whizzes right past you, like missing you way more than it should have.
I'm good. It would have hit, but I moved 2 inches to the right with my
Yeah,
head.
you literally step out of the way and he doesn't register it. He just fires it where you were. Um, Speaking of you, it's your turn.
I'm going to finish him off, I hope. Or else this one-liner is going to be real stupid.
Kick his ass.
This is the one I want, right? All right. I'm like within melee range of him, right? Or at least I can get there.
You could run in and go into melee,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I'm assuming that a dirty 20 is going to hit him.
No, that's too high. I'm sorry.
That sucks.
Yeah, that hits.
I'm going to walk up to him and like pull out my shovel
Mm-hmm.
and put it under his chin. Your resolve was admirable, and then just like thrust it into his carotid.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll me damage.
It's 1d6 without magic weapon because that's on the revolver. That's plus proficiency, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so 5 damage.
Just barely. As you slam your shovel into his carotid artery, causing it to burst, he desperately tries to pull away, and the light leaves his eyes, removing this cultist from combat. Is that your turn?
It is.
It's the zombie's turn. He's confused. Does a 13 hit you,
Nope.
Valeria? As the zombie tries to reach out and grab you, but Ven is just holding on to him for dear life. Healthy cultist is going to. That's a 5. I'm assuming a 5 doesn't hit you, Val.
No.
Let me roll one more thing for him. Oh yeah. Seeing that you guys are almost done with the zombie, and his other friend just got fucking shoveled to death. He's gonna turn around and start running.
Okay.
Since he
Yes.
used his action, he can't actually dash, so he will be still in combat technically. But Val, it's your turn.
Yeah, this bitch isn't running from me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to chase him.
Isn't the zombie still alive?
Shoot. Yeah, the zombie's still alive. Are you sure you want to
Vince!
take a...
Vince got this.
You will take an attack of opportunity, but it is a 3.
He's grappled!
It's not action. That was flavor. He didn't take the grapple action.
Come on.
But it was a 3 to hit you, which I'm assuming does not hit.
No, it really doesn't, so.
So yeah, you start running. Do you want to take a full dash to catch up to him, or do you want to just try and keep pace with him?
Can I not? So I can't catch him in this round.
Oh wait, you can bonus action dash. So if you want to take an action, you can catch up to him.
Then yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm
Yeah,
gonna take
so
my
you
bonus
reach-
action to dash. I'm gonna reach him and I'm gonna stab the shit out of him.
Absolutely. Go
Dice
ahead and
willing.
make me a roll to hit.
Oh, these dice. These dice are the ones.
Mm-hmm.
19.
Yeah, that hits.
Alright, I gotta do fucking math again. Hold on. 6 plus.
You know what? Add sneak attack to that, because this man was not expecting you to fucking sonic dash to him.
So 16.
Yeah, you fucking stab him in the back. And he like falls face first on his like flat on his face. You see him trying to pick himself back up.
Can I just step on him?
Yes, please.
Like, who said I'm gonna let him get back up after that? Like, she's just gonna put her boot straight in the center of his back to hold him down.
Yeah, you're stepping on him now. It is now Ven's turn, if that's all you want to do on your turn.
Yeah, she has questions, but she's just gonna keep him on the ground for the time being.
The zombie is dead, but I needed to roll something. He rolled a natural 1 on his undead fortitude, so he's not gonna get back up.
Jesus Christ. What
Then
the fuck, man?
Then just turns the zombie around, says, "Hey, buddy, I think you need to sit down." The zombie just like looks down sad and then falls over dead.
Rip.
Take a nap.
Brings us back up to James. It's your turn.
What else is there to do? There's just one guy left?
Yeah, there is one cultist who is currently being stepped on.
Is he still alive?
Yep.
Barely.
Oh, good. I can run tests.
Not before I ask him some questions. Oh, maybe you can help with the questions.
Okay, DM allowing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just have a syringe of, like, something?
If you want to say that you have like your mystery potion or something, yeah, go ahead.
I do want to know what that does. Okay, I take out, like, a flask of just ominous liquid and fill a syringe with it and go to, like, inject him with it.
All right.
Val, keeping her boot in between his shoulders, says, "I need him alive to answer the questions."
I have no idea what this is going to do. Proceeds to inject him with it.
Great.
You see this guy, he's clearly got a punctured lung. He's bleeding profusely. And as you jab him with this needle, what specifically are you using?
Liquid X.
Oh boy. Let me make a con save for him.
Oh no.
That is the worst con save I've ever seen.
Huh.
I only use that because that's what I had.
I need to roll. Make me an occult check.
Who?
I'm gonna have to do some
Who?
wacky wasteland shit.
Ooh.
James,
Okay.
because you're the one who's initiated this.
Oh God. That would be a 21.
Oh my god. As you jab the needle into this guy, the ragged breathing suddenly slows and it becomes more normal. And then you just hear, whoa.
Interesting. And I'm like on the like
He's still face down on the ground being stepped on
I'm
by
like
Valeria.
manipulating my head to like get my eyes level with his eyes. What are you feeling?
I can see the cosmos, dude.
What do
I'm
those look like?
gazing into realms beyond, man.
Do you feel like answering questions?
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
That won't matter.
Oh.
Yeah, nope. Let's see. 12.
Hell yeah, dude.
He's all yours. Like, still, like, my head's still manipulated, but, like, looking up at Valeria.
Val's gonna, like, grab him by the collar to, like, drag him up.
Yeah, you pick him up and his head lolls.
Who are you picking up?
Just pick James up.
God. She's gonna look him in the eyes and say, "Who do you work for?"
Let me make a check. This is gonna be interesting. Oh god. You know, man, I don't think I remember right now.
Not the right answer, she's gonna say, and then put her hand into the wound she made.
Let me see if he...
Does he even feel it?
Let me see if he even feels it. He does wince, and he goes, "Hey man, stop, you're killing my vibe."
Why the hell did you attack us?
They told us to.
They who?
I think it was God. You know, Val, he like pulls his head upward. It looks like he's barely able to move any of his muscles. Like he looks like he's on a horse tranquilizers. But he manages to kind of lull his head over to look at you, kind of, and he says, "I think I see the face of God. This vast and sudden silence among the noisy heavens. That evening I dreamt I'd listened to one side of a conversation I shouldn't have overheard. I don't think I want to watch the skies anymore. I think maybe we should stop looking up." and I'm gonna need you to make me a wisdom save.
What the fuck? What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Hold on. What is my saving throw? 18.
You know what? Maybe you shouldn't look up. This guy's talking crazy. You don't care what he has to say. Continue.
You better start making some sense.
Baby, I make dollars.
What the hell did you give him?
Mm.
What do you mean you don't know? How am I supposed to be getting information from him when he is talking like this? She says, gesturing to him.
I mean, he's giving you plenty of information as I'm like writing notes down about what's happening.
Oh, believe me, I'm learning something.
That's a lot of information he's given me.
I am so happy for you. She slams him back against the closest object.
Ow.
I mean, he is subdued. Nothing's stopping you from taking him with you.
How did you know who to attack?
There's one of the bosses. They tell us where you are. There's a bunch of people who watch you, man. There's like a lot. You guys killed a lot of them, but we got more. I don't know. Hey, do you guys want Mexican food? I could really go for some Mexican food right now.
She is going to grab him by the collar and start dragging him toward her bike.
Hey, where are we going? Um, you drag him to your bike. I'm assuming you toss him on.
Yeah.
Anna kind of looks at his limp body on the bike and then looks up to you.
And now you got a padded seat to sit on.
I don't think I want to sit on him.
You can ride with Vincenzo, if you really want.
She looks like she's weighing her options. Or you could sit on him.
I'm driving the bike, though.
It's what give you a height advantage?
I need to be able to reach all of the things.
I could always take him.
Yeah, why don't we let James take him? He ain't gonna be alive after James is done with him, but fuck it.
I can't guarantee anything.
Right.
You guys exchange your prisoning. And I think that's where we're gonna end the session for tonight.
Good.
So, just thoughts, questions, concerns?
I'm good.
How do you feel about the game?
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for like those question marks to be answered.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna have to. The character has some growing room, obviously.
Yeah.
But so far, I think it's going in an interesting direction.
Hell yeah. I've got plans. I have plans. And I know believe me when I say this. I'm really hoping that I can um meet whatever your hopes are for the character. I like when people have kind of blank slate characters with a lot of question marks around them, because it lets me work.
Yeah.
Believe me, the trauma's coming.
Level